I'm not gonna act like a history buff, like I know where the Pomodoro technique and all that came from. This is something that I discovered actually while living in Germany, like 2012? The Pomodoro technique is a method for productivity that's really all about chunking your time and your tasks. I call them jam sessions, but a jam session is really like 3 Pomodoros smashed together. At the core of the Pomodoro technique is to work in 25-minute sprints followed by a 2 to 5 minute break. Some people may say a 2 to 3 minute break, but in general, if you're first getting started on working towards a self-directed goal, it can be quite overwhelming. Which one of all of these tasks should I work on? Especially if you're early in your mission towards a self-directed goal, it can be a major question of which one of these tasks do I work on first. When you find yourself extremely motivated, you might be working on something for 4, 6, 8, 10 hours straight. How do you make sure that you're staying productive and don't end up with too many tabs open? That's where the Pomodoro technique comes in, because this allows you to not just manage your time, but manage your tasks by connecting individual tasks with time blocks. And so you can close out all the other tabs and just work on one of them at a time. And if you finish that task within that 25 minutes, hey, you got a longer break on your hands. Or you can set aside 2 or 3 different tasks to work on. And if you finish one, get to going on the next one. The Pomodoro technique can be applied in any career field, at any age, at any level, because this is about discipline. You may be surprised to know that as human beings, we are incapable of multitasking. The most multitasking that most people can do, and many people can't do, is like patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time. And so the Pomodoro technique is a way for us to allow ourselves to focus on one thing at a time and table everything else. The major key here is to plan your work before you work. I like to plan my next day before I go to sleep, because my subconscious mind is able to find solutions while I'm asleep. I may put on a podcast associated with that type of work, whether it's I'm listening to it as I go to sleep or I put it on first thing in the morning. It's all about setting the intent. You never want to go into a work session, a jam session, a Pomodoro session without knowing what you're going to work on. And that's the common mistake that we make, is we say, this is when I'm going to work, but we don't set what we're going to work on with that time. And so, yeah, I can sit here and tell you, like, it's best to use this first thing in the morning, or it's best to use this at the end of the day, or it's best to use this when you know you have 90 minutes to 2 hours of free time. It actually doesn't matter. All of us have our own routine, our own cycles of productivity. Oftentimes, I'm most productive between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. I actually get the most work done when I'm right up against deadlines. And that's not something that everybody is good with. Everybody's not good at working under pressure. But the Pomodoro technique is a way to systematically give yourself pressure, give yourself deadlines, so that you can complete things on your own time. Tips I have for anybody that's just getting started with these type of productivity workflows is not to be too tough on yourself starting out. Productivity is a muscle, just like anything else. Just sitting down is oftentimes the hard part. So congratulate yourself for sitting down. Congratulate yourself for starting a session. Congratulate yourself for completing 25 minutes of work without opening Twitter or Instagram, because that in and of itself is a sign of progress. Understand that sitting down to get started is success.